Hello. Fine. Let us start.
Yes, ma'am, you can start, ma'am.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay, in the previous class, we have seen the air pollutant and pollution sources, isn't it? And here and there, I have told you what are the effect of some of the pollutant. That is the content of first lesson. The content of first lesson may be different, but I have whatever I have told you. From that, the following question may be coming, or you can give importance on these questions. The first question is on about what is air pollution, and define it or explain it or write a note on air pollution like that. And what are the air pollutant? Second question. Third question, what is the primary air pollutant and secondary air pollutant? Third question, write a note on about the air pollutant and the effects. And fifth question is about what are the man-made and natural sources of air pollutant. And sometimes they are rarely asking about what are the greenhouse gases and what is influence on the climate change. These are all the possible questions from the first lesson.
Last one, ma'am, greenhouse gases.
What are the types of greenhouse gases and its impact on climate change?
Okay.
Or how it influences on the climate change. That's what yesterday we have discussed, isn't it? In this class, we are going to discuss about the second lesson is on global sources, importance of anthropogenic sources. I would have told here and there what is anthropogenic sources. Now you please interact with me. If you interact, then only you can learn many things. So what is meant by anthropogenic sources?
Man-made.
Man-made, okay. Man-made sources are called anthropogenic sources. Okay, we can exactly. What are they? So you cannot write it as man-made. They are explain about anthropogenic sources or impact of anthropogenic sources on air pollution or environmental pollution or ecosystem or global warming or they ask climate change. For everything, the same answer only. Okay, you should know what is anthropogenic sources. From that, what are the how it is polluting the environment, how it influences up to climate change, you have to write. Okay, so what are the man-made sources? You can't write for this answer anthropogenic sources. So those are all man-made sources. What are the man-made sources? Yeah, it will pass.
Like
Yeah, yes.
air pollution from vehicles, industrial emissions, and also agriculture due to agriculture activities also and constructions, industries. This is man-made causing pollution. This is one of anthropogenic sources.
Okay. Okay, you have an idea, but you have to, since you are doing PG course, you have to write with that standard level. Whatever you said is correct. I'm not saying that that is wrong. You have to write it technically that the man-made sources, you have to specifically write all fossil fuel based combustion or burning. Burning or combustion of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. Along with that, you can say urbanization and fossil fuel burning itself, everything comes out. Industrialization comes out. But industrialization has some other pollutant also. And the power generation comes out, automobile industries comes out, burning of fossil fuel everywhere, wherever it takes, everything comes out. You have to specifically write, like with the PG standard. So burning or combustion of fossil fuels, deforestation, urbanization, industrialization, and what we can say, land use changes, land use change pattern, some of the agricultural activities, These are all the sources are called man-made sources or anthropogenic activity. Specifically, anthropogenic activity means whatever I said in all the sector, they are burning fossil fuels are for one or other purposes. In agriculture sector, they are not used directly, mean they are using indirectly fossil fuels for producing artificial fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide, anything. So without fossil fuels, none of the development will be taken place. There will not be any urbanization, industrialization. Okay. So whatever I have mentioned, you people write in a sequence manner from each sector, what are the pollutant can be released by burning of respective fuel. When you are explaining about the industrial process, along with that burning of fossil fuel from the industrial process, some other air pollutant can be released. So whatever the industrial pollutant I have discussed with you people, I have explained how this hydrogen cyanide coming, arsenic, phosphenyl, aldehydes, sulfur dioxide, and ammonia. Many things I have explained when I was explaining about the pollutant. So those things you have to cover along with the normal pollutant, what you people have explained. In this particular lesson, importance of anthropogenic sources as a global source. From the title itself, we can understand whatever I have explained. The anthropogenic sources are globally important. Why it is globally important? How it is important, we'll see. If you take anything, for example, you take some alternative energy sources for are available for power generation like wind, biomass, solar, and everything. Those are all only in a particular region it is available. Solar energy and sunlight is available everywhere, but you take in Arctic, Antarctic region and hill station, the available solar radiation is less, and we cannot totally depend on that particular energy source for our entire need. We cannot. Similarly, if you take wind energy is the important energy source which replaces to some extent of power consumption in particular some of the areas, not throughout the world or throughout the country or throughout the state. One particular region they can generate and they can distribute through the grid. That only it is possible. But when we wanted to meet the entire demand of particular place or globally, we think means without this fossil fuels, we cannot meet our civilized world requirement or demand. In such a way, when we are considering the use of fossil fuels, those are all called anthropogenic sources. Without that, there will not be development, there will not be economy, there will not be civilization, there will not be any technology. Totally, there will not be any life on the earth surface. That is, we made it as a conclusion. Because yesterday or somewhere, day before yesterday, I read somewhere, the people can live without food for 5 days, without food for 5 weeks, without water for 5 days, without air, even 5 minutes, people cannot survive. That is not a hypothesis. That is the reality. That is true. Without food, only drink water, liquid item, this, that, or you take some medicine or some injection, anything. Without food, you can survive. Only with water and liquid. Without water, if you are really healthy, you can live for 5 days with the saliva. Without these two, we are living, but without air, no one can live more than 5 minutes. That is the condition. But nowadays, the situation when they are concentrating on survival, so whatever the advanced technology is developed for this, developed nowadays, those are all becoming essential need. Even if we can walk to some distance, also we are not walking, we are going by some vehicles. That is our life need. It became like a need. Without that, we cannot survive. Like that situation we brought into. So that is the real condition. When all these facts are considered, then these anthropogenic sources are being considered as a importance globally. Whether it is important globally or not, we'll see. But whatever the content covered in this lesson and whatever the title of the lesson, if you compare, the lesson could be titled Global Sources or anthropogenic sources or global sources affects climatic change, or the role of anthropogenic sources on climate change. That is the correct title. Because whatever the present work is going on environment, this will be considered, this lesson will be considered as a prerequisite for meet this present demand on environmental science or present research on environmental science. I think I would have told you in the last week class, entire world is concentrating on how these air pollutant and air pollution are influenced on climate change, how far it is affected and how long it is affected, and how it will be affected, how it will be in future. That was the studies going on globally. When we are considering like this, how it could be predicted in terms of air pollution. This will become a very complicated situation for the entire world, the people, those who are in the position who has to make the decision or policy makers. Because when we are talking about the climate science, it is very complex system or complex science, because the Earth climate system is very complex, because it plays an interplays or relationship between the ocean, clouds, forests, particulate matter in the atmosphere, seasonal temperature or variation, and many other factors addition to the increasing impact of human activities through the different sectors. When everything is considering, one or in another way which interplays between all these natural sources. What are the natural sources? Ocean will take that all things are there. Plants are there, planktons are there, animals are there, water is there, all the nutrients in dissolved form. More than that, whatever the river water which carries from the soil erosion from the forest and land, that also will be going and it makes a sediment. That sediment makes some sort of calcium silicate, calcium sulfate, calcium, some component. So all sources are available in that. The ocean, from the clouds. Clouds means what? Whatever the atmospheric gases, along with that, whatever the pollutant we are releasing into the atmosphere, everything will be there in the clouds. Then you take the forest. Forest is a resource for us in the form of carbon and nitrogen. We can say the carbon cycle and nitrogen cycle plays majorly with that forest only. Most of the carbon and nitrogen is stored in that. That's what people used to say. If any forest fire will come, our soil erosion will take place in forest area. Not only we are losing that forest, it also loses the soil nutrients. The soil nutrient leaching is happening. So we are losing the nutrients. So it is a source of nutrient, and whatever the particulate matter it is playing in the atmosphere, that we could see sometime, we could not see sometime. Yesterday I have explained particulate matter, how it is being classified based on the size of the particle, all those particles, and the seasonal temperature. We have 4 seasons, how the temperature vary. All these factors are influenced and interplays between one to another. Along with that, whatever the human-made pollutant are going and accumulating in the atmosphere, all these things are interplaced. So it is considered as a complex science. So the climate science is becoming a complex system of science. It is very, very difficult to understand. If I consider the problem is from the ocean, means one side, if I study and reach there, then the problem will be coming from the seasonal temperature variation. Then if I study from the seasonal temperature variation like El Nino, how it happened, then if I meet in one side, then the next side a forest fire will come or erosion will come because of non-seasonal rain. If that is over, means the cloud formation will be different from place to place. Like that, one or other thing will be changed. We cannot fix one parameter to study about the climate change. All are interplaced. Because of this reason only, as I told you that, although there is many scientists are concentrating on this, and they are in disagree also to some extent, the extent of climate change because of these parameter interplays, which cannot be completely agreed. When they are disagree to some extent, It is highly problematic to the policymakers or the people, those who are in position. I told you, who has to take the forced to take the decision for reaching the implication of human development on the basis of problem which is consequence to affect the climate change from the anthropogenic activity. That's why still it is in complication. They can't take any decision for that. But one very big globally, one forum is there specifically for this purpose, that is called IPCC, Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change. It is available. What is the role of this? Actually, climate change predominantly what we are telling. Climate change means what we are meant to say. Now we are telling about El Nino has happened last year. Okay. What is the effect or impact of El Nino on environment? Or globally, what is the impact of El Nino? No need to explain technically what is in the Pacific Ocean happen, how that circulation happen, why that seasonal rain has affected, and consequently it affects the agriculture production. And when it affects, the product cost is being increased, then the availability of product will not be available everywhere. Poor people cannot get everything. Consequently, it affects economy of the world. Okay, because of this climate change. I can't say that is climate because of El Nino. My question is now, if I am talking or telling about climate change means, what it strikes on your mind? Climate change, how it affects? What factor mainly affects globally? I told you that air pollution means everyone will think that immediately. Pollution means there are different type of pollution. But a pollution means they think about the air pollution only. Isn't it? Because the gases are coming, and smokes are coming, dust are coming, these are all pollution that only will strike on anybody's mind. Now, similarly, I am asking, climate change, the term when I say, what fact is coming or it is alarming on your mind?
Greenhouse gas emission
Okay.
and
Sea
deforestation.
level rise.
No, these are all the sources for climate change. I agree. I'm saying, what is climate change? Now you define what is climate change. For example, I am telling power off. Today is power off. I will say in particular area. What you will think, we will not get electricity, so there will not be any light and fan or something. Or what are the things are operate with electricity, none of the things will be operated or working. So power off means you could understand there will not immediately, as soon as power off I said, immediately people will alarm in that there will not be light. Clear? And I'm saying the people is poor means I'm telling about the person is poor. And what if we will think immediately, they may have very less flow of money. That's what we are telling, they are poor. Correct? Many factors must be there. We won't think about that. Clear? They may have some money in hand, but they may not have place to sit. They may have some money in their hand, but they can't afford what they want. They are also coming under the same. Poor means there are different definition, but immediately which strike on our mind is they may have very less flow of money, so they comes under the poor family. Like that, power off means I am telling power goes off means many things cannot be operated, but immediately it's taken over and light will not be there. Like that, climate change means what?
Yeah, it refers it is a long-term changes, ma'am. It is a long-term changes in the global global climate patterns, and but especially in temperature rising and changing of wind patterns, and overall the Earth climate system, uncertain rains, high temperature.
That is only the answer. Uncertain rain. Okay.
Yeah, uncertain.
Uncertain rain. That is only the answer for climate. Because of that uncertain rain only, whatever you said, other factors, temperature variation, pressure variation, this, that, everything happened. So that's what climate change first affects the seasonable impact on the atmosphere, not atmosphere. What it should happen in rainy season, it should happen. What it should happen in summer season, it should happen. The remaining 2 seasons are not much important, but we have the part of our life. Actually, everyone is liking rainy season, we cannot say. Everyone is liking summer season, we cannot say. Each and every season has its own characteristics in the ecosystem. For example, during rainy season, plant will grow nicely. During the summer season, all the plant will flowering nicely. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah. So if you
Yes, yeah,
people,
yeah, ma'am.
you have confusion, you can ask me. So we have 4 different seasons in our cycle of 1 year period, 12 months. In which period the plants are flowering? Flowering stage of flower on which season condition? Summer only, isn't it? Most of the plants are giving flowers during summer only, no? It does not mean that in other seasons, other plants are not giving flower. Throughout the year, some of the plants are giving flowering. That is different. That is different. But predominantly, we could say like this. The plants are also growing throughout the year. But why people are preferring during the rainy season start the cultivation? There is a meaning, isn't it? No? If people are listening me or not, did you understand what I'm saying or not? I have confusion.
No, ma'am.
Any confusion?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
The cultivation is being started during the rainy season only, isn't it? Not in summer, not in what we can say winter season or something like that. The harvesting is ended up with the end of the winter. The summer people are leaving the field empty, and some of the plants that purposely growing for the flowering purpose, which yield more in summer only or during summer only. So the climate change, when I'm talking about the climate change, which will be affected by many factors, the main important factor is precipitation, that is rainfall. When the the quantity of rainfall affect during the rainy season, then it globally affects in terms of temperature, in terms of pressure, in terms of water content in the atmosphere, and other permanent gases. Due to that, there will be many changes in flow pattern of permanent and variable gases. Due to that only, the quantity of rain and the quality of rain both will be affected. The entire variation, whatever it happened globally, that is called climate change. So everything is happening because of uncertain rain. This uncertain rain, how it is affected by global warming. What is global warming? About that only in this class we are going to see in detail. Clear? Again, I will tell you, climate change which predominantly affected or produced or made by global warming only. And because of this climate change, which makes a long-term fluctuation in precipitation or rain, temperature variation, wind flow direction, and other permanent gases composition, that is carbon dioxide. Oxygen cannot be considered much. It will not be more of most cases because it comes out and takes out. It is not very, that is also coming out from the biomass, but not much. And other variable gases, as I told you, water vapor, oxides of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and oxides of sulfur and everything. These are all affected. So the predominantly all these happening by precipitation. Remaining things are consequence effect from the precipitation. Okay. And many people are thinking that this climate change is predominantly, which refers to the long-term fluctuation in temperature, precipitation, wind, and the other elements of Earth system. That is the definition they have given in your book. One of the most important forum in the world, I told you that IPCC, that is Intergovernment Panel on Climate Change, and they have developed for advancing the scientific understanding of how the climate change is happening globally. And they have predicted that the greenhouse gases are the culprit. They are making that could not be recovered back, that because of this greenhouse gases accumulation in the atmosphere. What are those greenhouse gases? They have considered carbon dioxide, methane, oxides of nitrogen, chlorofluorocarbon, and chlorofluoro substitution, that hydrofluorocarbon and perfluoromethane. All these components they have considered. When this concentration goes up, among them, very few components they have selected predominantly for the greenhouse gases. They are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, along with that water vapor also must be there. Ozone, that is not in your book, please include that. Water vapor and ozone. They are naturally occurring greenhouse gases, but some of the activities of that is anthropogenic activities of human being, which keep on increasing the concentration of carbon dioxide in this atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is only the major component which is responsible for the more than half of the enhancement of greenhouse gas effect. Okay, now you please tell me what is meant by, now you come to know what are the greenhouse gases. The gases which are all emitted from the burning of any organic substances that in different form it emitted. Among them, the CO2 plays a major role which is responsible for the greenhouse effect. That's what we have concluded. Now you please tell me, greenhouse effect means what? What is meant by greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is important or not, whether we need or not. What is meant by greenhouse effect? From that you can understand the meaning of everything. What is meant by greenhouse effect? You can say from your own, everyone listen, then addition to that I will give some explanation.
Yeah, the greenhouse effect, it naturally, it is a normal natural process. Once it is our earth gets warm, the surface of the earth gets warm, the overall the earth atmosphere will get warm, and also the due to due to sun energy also, and due to the whatever man-made things, our earth, it will get harm, and it will affect our greenhouse.
Okay, you have through the greenhouse effect, the earth is getting warm. That is correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it needed or not? It's supposed to get warm, or it should not get warm?
For certain things, it is required, and if it is over getting of earth get heat, it will be unsafe for the people and things inside the.
Okay. Anyone else? Anybody? Okay. I'll come to the point. Please listen me very carefully. If you understand in your lifetime, you won't forget this. What kind of explanation I'm going to give. I'll start from the scratch. Listen me. Actually, we have, by the grace of God, God created dry, clean air, and all the systems are working perfectly to make the ecosystem is balanced. Somebody born, somebody died, number of people died, which is equal to 1 person extra the number of born. That is the concept in the world. If some trees you people are cutting out, And somewhere some people are growing, some plants are growing in one or in another form. If you do anything also, nothing will happen. After cutting, if you leave it. Once you burned it, then only it is problematic. That is the concept behind the society, I can say. Not in the global impact, it is in the society. When solar radiation falling on the Earth's surface, what will happen? If it directly fall on us or on the Earth's surface, we cannot bear the heat. That is true. Because sun radiation are in the range of VIBGR. VIBGR means from V to R, it is longer wavelength to shorter wavelength to longer wavelength. The shorter wavelength radiations are called invisible radiations are called visible radiation. Visible radiation wavelength is longer. Invisible radiation wavelength is smaller. If all the radiation, if it falls, means the temperature of longer wavelength radiation is higher than the shorter wave. Shorter wavelength is higher than the longer wavelength. But we need energy. Basically, please understand me. Without any energy in the atmosphere, there will not be movement of any particle from one place to another place. If there will not be any movement of particle or gases from one place to another place, means there will not be any energy transfer. If there is no energy transfer, there will not be any gradient. Then you cannot move, you cannot talk, you cannot walk, you cannot ride any bike, nothing will be there. If you are giving some energy, then only there will be a movement. For that energy, where it will come in the atmosphere. Now I have told you in the last class, yesterday's class, the sulfur dioxide is forming, means which is retaining in the atmosphere with the shelf life of 2 to 4 days or 5 days. During that
Ma'am, voice is not coming.
Yeah, we lost your voice, man.
hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, a few minutes you couldn't hear my voice.
Yes, ma'am.
Last 5 minutes.
Okay. So there must be energy in atmosphere to exchange. Okay, without energy, there will not be movement of any particle. You cannot talk. If I talk also, you cannot hear. And moreover, why we have to, and whatever the internet system, whatever we are doing nowadays, those things are needed some media to transfer, isn't it? Yes or no? Those are all electromagnetic waves. How the waves could be?
Your screen also not visible.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm doing something, but I could not make it out. My net is interrupted.
Share me PPT, ma'am. I will present for you.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that only. Please wait for it to me. For a minute. Yes. 1 second. Yeah, now you could see. So,
Yeah,
the energy available on the Earth's surface is very important. How we are getting that energy? Actually, the water vapor which are available in the atmosphere through the latent heat of water, it distributes the energy for entire living things. That is in the form of water, rainfall, we are getting the fresh water, and it goes back to the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. It is balanced. But it could be transported from one place to another place means, for your basic understanding, I will tell you, everywhere cold rooms are working. Even you take the example of your refrigerator. How we are refrigerating the product? You are keeping the product at room temperature. If you keep it at temperature, there will be the interaction with the atmospheric particle. It will be contaminated, so it spoils soon. So you're protecting the things in a refrigerator at a less temperature. At that temperature, the growth of microbes may be inhibited. Inhibited. So we are keeping the things in the refrigerator. There is a change of heat between the atmosphere to the refrigerator artificially. We are giving such an environment to make the things to be alive for such a long time. Like that, the substance is supposed to be transported and the plant has to grow. If the plant has to grow means growing, if you want to grow, the children has to grow means it needs energy in terms of food. That energy we are giving in the form of food to the baby or to the human being. To the plant, we are giving in the form of water, and it has to be absorbed and it has to grow means it needs energy. For human being, when you are giving the food, the system is supposed to be working to take up the food inside the body. For this kind of metabolism, it needs energy. That energy, if I am talking in terms of living things, the entire atmosphere, it needs to survive or run means it needs energy. That energy in the form of latent heat, it is provided by the water in the Earth's atmosphere. And that is being balanced throughout the Earth atmosphere system by providing some heat. Without that heat, nothing could be done on the Earth's surface. I told you, without food, we can live five weeks. Without water, we can live for 5 days. And without air, we can live for 5 minutes means that is the natural energy is being interacted and exchanged between us and to the environment. That is that energy, how we are getting, that is the point. So for getting that energy through some of the air molecules, that is water vapor, carbon dioxide, and other trace gases which are all present in the atmosphere, which observe the solar radiation, only terrestrial radiation, and which leaves the Earth's surface and which behaves, the atmosphere, that behaves like a blanket over the Earth's surface, which it keeps the Earth's surface as warm. This is otherwise there will not be any living things on the Earth's surface. This affect all the mentioned gases absorb this terrestrial radiation, which makes the Earth's surface warm. That effect is called greenhouse effect. So the greenhouse effect is something very important like photosynthesis. Okay. Without this greenhouse effect, we will not get energy. If we are not getting energy means there will not be photosynthesis also. Is it clear? Photosynthesis is the prime process we are telling. I could say before the photosynthesis, greenhouse gas effect is very important. Without that greenhouse effect, photosynthesis will not be taken place. Further, all consequence process like respiration, this, that, everything is happening accordingly. So now you please answer to me, greenhouse effect is important or not? If people would have listened me care, is it important or not?
Yes, ma'am.
It is essential, isn't it? It is essential. Now, what happened in the world? Whatever the gases I told you, water vapor, carbon dioxide, and other trace gases in the atmosphere, like nitrogen, oxygen, and other things which I have told you, those concentration are maintaining in the atmosphere, our ecosystem goes well. There is no problem at all. But changes in the atmospheric concentration of all these gases, changes in concentration, either increasing in concentration or decreasing in concentration. Decrease in concentration never happen. We cannot imagine also. But increase in concentration, all these gases altering or changing the energy balance between the atmosphere, space, land, and ocean. Because of that, what will happen? There is a huge energy gap difference is happening. That only we are telling that the temperature increase in the atmosphere. So the gauge or the concept of measuring of this energy change is called technically radioactive forcing. Which radiative forcing means what? Which is a tool which will be helpful to measure the changes in energy in the Earth atmosphere system. And when we are keeping everything constant, only this gas concentration will increase in the atmosphere, then what will be the effect if we analyze means, then we can understand that all these wanted gases, when it reaches or exceeds the concentration, then makes the atmosphere to be too much warm. Because of that, the global temperature started increasing. And when the global temperature started increasing, which reflects on positive radiative forcing. There are two types of radiative forcing. One is positive and negative. Positive radiative forcing means because of this concentration of whatever the mentioned gases increases, atmosphere means that is called positive radiative. If the temperature increases in some of the regions like Arctic, Antarctic, then that is called negative radiative forcing. Now, why it happened, how it happened? That primarily, when we are burning the fossil fuels, and all the pollutants are released, many times I have told you, don't want to mention, that is carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, sulfur dioxide, volatile carbon or organic matter. Along with that, some of the heavy metals and the suspended particles, those toxic material are also emitted into the atmosphere. Due to that gases, the atmospheric temperature is keep on increasing by the or through the process of greenhouse effect. So what the global temperature started increasing. Okay, so it became a noise to the atmosphere. Until or otherwise, greenhouse effect is essential to the surface. When it increases its concentration process by introduce the human-made all this gas component into the atmosphere, which makes or which gives adverse effect to the atmosphere or ecosystem, then we are thinking about that greenhouse effect is bad. But greenhouse effect is never bad. Got it? And we will, now I am asking some of the questions. It is very important point which I am going to say. Because in many exams, they have asked the question which I am going to tell. We know that there are different types of air pollution sources, man-made and natural sources. And what type of pollutant are released from what type of source we should know. For example, from the forest fire, many things are coming, but the major is which add many particulates into the atmosphere. Volcano is also releasing all sort of pollutant, but it emits large proportion of acid gases and particulates. The biological process which is taking place in soil, which releases oxides of nitrogen through the lightning process, and dust due to the soil erosion and natural disintegration, whatever we have discussed here, all those reasons for the dust into the atmosphere. So in many questions people have asked, what type of pollutant are emitting from the different sources? You have to select the answer promptly. However, activities only. I said natural sources, whatever it release, at the end it will be balanced and nothing will be restored or constant, make more concentration on the earth surface, they said. At last, the people have come into the conclusion that many or all air pollutant are emitted into the atmosphere. The concentration is keep on rising, but few components like carbon dioxide, water vapor, methane, and along with oxides of nitrogen, including some of the trace gases of atmospheric component, everything when it keep on increasing, but the major culprit is carbon dioxide only. The reason behind that, when you are burning the fossil fuel at different places, even when you are burning the petrol in your vehicle also, whatever the carbon is there in the fuel, it is more than the other compound, which directly converted into carbon dioxide. When the combustion is happening above 800,000, 1,500 degrees centigrade, this gas is also exhausted into the atmosphere at that high temperature. As I told you already, somewhere, some technology nowadays, people are using some heat exchanger to extract the heat from the hot gases or flue gases. Even then, the temperature of the gas is not reduced below 400 or 600 degrees centigrade. At that temperature only, when they are exhausted into the atmosphere through the chimney, it keeps on emitting into the atmosphere. When every day it goes up like anything, then globally the temperature rises at the rate of 0.6 degree or 0.6 degree per decade. When the rate is going up like anything, the other living organisms and other environmental component, everything is fluctuated. Due to the over concentration of these gases only, people have predicted that the high temperature of these gases, it starts crack the ozone layer. Then people are saying that they here and there some holes formed. Through that, ultraviolet radiation are falling into the earth's surface. That is the prediction. Okay. Yesterday, as I told you that during the lockdown period, NASA people made some study. There is no hole at all. And for that, they have given the justification because of lockdown, there is no vehicular emission. That would be the reason that the ozone layer could be closed. It is not possible, isn't it? It may not be widened, the ozone hole can be accepted. Already hole was there. Further, there is no emission. The hole, whatever was there in the atmosphere could be closed. I mean, is it possible? Is it possible? No, that means whatever the prediction they made about the ozone may be wrong. Or whatever the reason they are telling for that, that may not be correct. But at last, because they can't say some hole is there, no hole, they cannot say. But they are telling that nowadays, in 2020 or 21 onward, there is no hole in the ozone. That they made the study, simply they cannot say. Because I myself read that article which was published by NASA. So that is the real situation. Now, did you understand what is greenhouse effect means what? The essential of greenhouse effect. When it became danger to us, you would have understood. When the concentration of gases increased by human activities in this atmosphere, so there is a concentration alteration in atmosphere which increase the temperature of atmosphere, that is called radiative forcing. This radiative forcing which give an idea, I can say, give an idea about how the energy balance or energy interaction is taking place between the earth and atmosphere. So what they are telling, for everything, other gases are coming out, but the carbon dioxide is only the major component which influence on the greenhouse gas effect, global rising temperature. So everybody is talking about the carbon and carbon dioxide. That is only the culprit for the global warming means how it is released into the atmosphere. We are supposed to have an idea about it. Actually, when we are talking about the carbon, there are different different type of carbon are available. Different types of carbon stocks are available in the ecosystem. And there is a flow of carbon between one ecosystem to another ecosystem and within the system also. We ourselves know that there are organic carbons are available. Organic carbon means we can say all living things based matter. Inorganic carbon means we know that a carbonate and bicarbonate, whatever are there, which is stored in the rock. And there is a considerable carbon exchange between these two. And they are exchanged between these sources with atmosphere, ozone, and biosphere also. The largest exchanges is happening between the atmosphere and biota and atmosphere and ozone. When it is happening like that, and the people have predicted from the IPCC, their report shows that in 2002, there is a new and strong evidence that most of the warming, global warming observed over the last 15 years is attributable to the human activities only. And because of that, it is being observed, the global warming over the last 50 years is likely to have been due to the increase in greenhouse gas concentration that is only because of carbon dioxide. Because the carbon stocks associated with the different ecosystem are stored above the ground, below the ground biomass, and dead organic matter and the soil. Everywhere the exchange is happening. The carbon is transferred within the ecosystem to other location also through the natural process and human activities, whatever it may be. But the thing is, at last they are saying that the carbon accumulation in or loss from other components, whatever they mentioned sources, will be keep on releasing carbon dioxide through the different form of process. That could be the reason for globally increase the concentration of carbon dioxide at a high temperature. This could be the reason for global warming. That is the impact. But the effect of or the process of greenhouse effect is, it is essential. When it alters the concentration by human activities, it makes all mentions uncertainty in the atmosphere. Clear? Okay. Then now you people ask me any question. Because greenhouse effect, global warming is one of the important questions. They may ask about the global warming. What is global warming and how it is related to the climate change, or how it is related to the greenhouse effect, or the effect, how global warming is affecting globally. They are asking different way, but the answer is same. Now you can ask me if you have any doubt on this. Otherwise, we jump into the next topic. Did you understand very clearly what is greenhouse effect? Okay, have you heard about greenhouse? Have you seen anywhere greenhouse? Have you heard about greenhouse? What is meant by greenhouse? What is the use of greenhouse? All are you there? All of you are there or not? I asked some question. Are you very clear about greenhouse gases? If you have any doubt, means I will explain little more, because this is one of the important questions. If they may not ask in this paper, they may ask in some other paper, or this question will come repeatedly in both the papers or in all the papers also. This is the importance of greenhouse gases, greenhouse gas effect, and global warming.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
No doubt at all, no controversy, no argument. Okay, then you are all very good. Okay, and all this specifically carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere, and this is only the gas responsible largely for driving this global warming and climate change. The next topic we are going to talk about what is the principles of climate change or climate system which is associated with the earth, sun, atmosphere, and climate, how it is related, we are going to discuss. This is another important question. We have talked about what is the climate change, how it is happening. And second, we have seen what is greenhouse effect and what are the greenhouse gases and how these are all responsible for the global warming. And we concluded that the carbon sources are important. Now, because of this greenhouse effect, and increases the greenhouse gas concentration in the atmosphere. And these gases are highly responsible for the global warming, and they are all driving this climate change in the entire global system. And what are the principles which associated with the climate change? Principles means what other factors are influencing on the climate change, we will see. There are different factors. We have discussed about the anthropogenic influence on the climate change only we have discussed. The remaining two things are there. One is solar radiation and the earth energy balance. How solar radiation making the energy balance on the earth surface. Another one is the greenhouse effect is it is a natural process. It is a natural process. But this natural process, how it is being affected by other man-made activities and how that will be affecting the climate change. Greenhouse effect is a natural process that is not man-made process. It is naturally occurring. It is essential. But now that also plays on the climate change. And what is the reason how it is placed? That's what we are going to discuss. And the anthropogenic sources, now you people may understand and you can explain more about this nowadays. That much I have explained about the anthropology. Okay, we will come to the point. Solar radiation and the earth energy balance. Actually, when we are receiving the solar radiation or sun energy, I must have told you. And what form we are getting the energy from the sun? We are getting in the form of heat energy, or we are getting in the form of light energy. What we are getting? Everybody says sunlight. Somebody says solar energy. Somebody says solar radiation. Somebody says sun, solar waves. So what is correct? We are getting light energy from the sun, or we are getting heat energy from the sun?
Light energy, ma'am. Visible light.
Light. Yes, very good. Yeah, it is light energy. Okay. But the light energy, whatever the amount of energy which is falling on the Earth's surface is approximately 345 watts per meter square. Why they are telling watts per meter square? What is the unit which will be using for electricity? How we are counting? You are receiving the electric current bill, no? How it is being meterized?
Units.
What is the unit? It is units. Units is it is a scale. What is that scale? For cloth means we are saying in meter or kg. The milk means and water means oil means we are telling liters. So the liters are saying mean that is called volume. Kg we are telling mean that's we are quantity or weight, isn't it? Like that, the electricity how it is being metered. What is the unit? Kilowatt hour, isn't it? You look at your current bill, it would have been written that the unit consumed is kilowatt hour. They would have written kilowatt hour per hour. How many units you have used? The unit is kilowatt. What is a unit? But when it is crosses the unit number, then it is being converted into kilo. Then it is called kilowatt. How many kilowatt per hour you are using? It is being meterized. Like that, solar energy when it is falling on the Earth's surface, it is being measured in terms of energy that power. Power means watt per meter squared area. The watts per meter square. That's what people are saying very technically. They won't say it is sun's energy or sun heat or solar radiation. They will say solar insolation. 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 Solar insolation, the unit is watt per meter square. Okay. When the solar radiation falling on the Earth's surface, it is reached on the Earth's surface. If it is not reaching to the Earth's surface 100%. If it falls 100% of solar energy on the Earth's surface, we cannot survive even for one day. But the real fact of after falling the solar radiation is really varied. What is that? Around 30% of energy is reflected back into the space by the clouds. When the solar radiation falling on the atmosphere clouds are reflecting back around 30% of the radiation. And the remaining, and another 20% of the solar radiation is absorbed by the atmospheric gases. Gases are there. Yesterday, as we have discussed, there were different layers as per the temperature variation. Stratosphere, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and ionosphere or thermosphere we have discussed. In each layer, different types of gases are available, we have discussed. Those gases are absorbing around 25% of solar energy falling on the atmosphere, not on the Earth's surface. Please listen me very carefully. I am saying in the atmosphere. And the remaining only 45% solar energy is left over. That energy absorbed by the Earth's surface. So what will happen? Listen me very carefully. When the solar energy falling on the Earth's surface, that is in the form of light energy, which has less wavelength. When it is strike on the Earth's surface, then it is, when it hits something, any light waves, hits on the wall or any metal, anything means, the light waves are converted into heat waves. The light waves are shorter wavelength radiations. And when it hits on somebody, it converted into longer wavelength heat waves. So the longer wavelength heat waves, it is re-radiates this energy back into the space. Then what will happen? That is in the form of infrared radiation. So as a result of this absorption of solar radiation on the Earth's surface, that is in the form of short wave radiation, and the re-radiate back to the atmosphere in the form of long wave heat radiation. Overall, there will be a global energy balance is taken place, which maintain the Earth's surface temperature uniformly throughout the year or year to year, we can say. Got it? Shall I tell one more time? Not clear? Hey, somebody tell me, do you want me to explain this concept one more time or did you understand?
It's okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now you please tell me, answer to me, how all these solar devices are working. You people would have come across in life solar panels, solar cookers, solar water heaters, solar air heaters. Many solar gaskets are there in the market or commercially it is available everywhere. All the yes, please. How it's working? All the solar devices, how it's working? Have you seen, any one of you seen solar devices? Solar cooker, solar water heater, solar panel, have you seen? Any one of the unit you will see means, please tell me. From that, I will explain.
Solar panel.
Okay, solar panel. Ma'am, I haven't seen a solar cooker and solar water heaters.
In general, solar panel is common, ma'am.
That you have seen, that's what you are telling. Industrially, many people are using solar air heaters also for drying the food products. Solar water heaters are very common in a very large scale level application of hot water. And a few years back, I think in 2005 onwards, I think so. 5 onwards or 8 onwards, I'm not clear. But in that trend, around 2010 like that, in Bangalore, they made one rule by the government, state government. If you are constructing the house more than 1,000 square feet, you should buy one water heater of 2 meter square surface area, solar water heater. If you buy solar heater, then only they will give the license. Otherwise, they will approval. Otherwise, they won't approve. That kind of system was there in that period. Now it is available or not, I don't know, but it was there like that. That much importance are the government is directly and indirectly promoting the solar gadgets. Actually, India is serving very good manner in this particular aspect. They are providing subsidy and many supports for developing and implementing this kind of renewable energy devices like wind related gadgets and solar devices. And to some extent, it is being succeeded also, to some extent, not completely. Nowadays, I don't know how it is. But even in Secunderabad also in Hyderabad also, I said in Secunderabad railway in the main building, the rest of the platform roofs, almost in all the platform roofs, they have fixed solar panel. Many panels are there. How many crores they spent for it, I do not know. But I have asked them in the official, they said, right now, is it working or not? Many people answer, they don't know, but they are working there only. It is not in working condition. Only the reason behind that is they have to clean up at the top of the panel. They are not doing. Because if dust particle is there at the top of the panel, the radiation will be reflected back. It will not be transferred from the glass to the bottom. Okay. So, do you want me to tell more about the solar devices? I will tell. If you are not interested, means we'll jump into the next topic. It is your choice. But
if little elaborate, good ma'am. It is a very important subject as well.
Okay, fine. Now I will explain. Solar devices, they are specially made up with a specialized toughened glass at the top. Actually, most of the solar devices are rectangular in shape, including solar panel, solar water heaters, solar air heaters, solar desalination unit is there. What is the desalination unit? Means it is a solar distillation unit that brackish or seawater can be converted into fresh normal water or drinking water. That is called solar desalinator or solar still or solar distillator. All the units, most probably 99%, they are using rectangular in shape. Only the difference is from this particular aspect is solar cooker. There are two types of solar cooker. One is concentrated solar cooker, another one is box type solar cooker. The box type solar cooker also little rectangle to square. And in all the devices, inside the solar devices, they are coating with the black colored paint. You look at the solar panel also, water heater, air heater, whatever it may be. After class over, you can check it in the net, Google also. You can find out all the solar devices inside. They will coat with the black color paint. At the top of the unit, they are using very toughened glass that is specially designed for that. Nowadays, the same type of glass people are using for refrigerator also for long shelf life. That the specialized property of that glass, radiation falling on the glass, it allows to go inside, but it does not allow to emit back from inside to outside. From outside to inside, it transmits, but it never allows to reflect back from inside to outside. That is the speciality of that particular glass. So whatever the solar radiation it is falling on the glass, it transmits inside. Inside they are coating with the black color paint. Why they are coating with the black color paint? You know that? What is the special property of black color? See, this is very normal.
It will observe all the
It absorbs more. Okay, black color absorbs more, white color emits more. So anyhow, here we have to have the concept that it's supposed to emit more solar radiation. So whatever the solar radiation transmits through the transparent ground glass that goes inside black color paint is it absorbs very fast and it never reflects back. So that when the solar radiation keep on falling and keep on transmitting inside temperature is keep on increasing. So when the temperature is keep on increasing, the same principle, if you keep put the material inside, it starts cook. So they are called solar cookers. If you pass the water inside that area means the water is sending from the bottom to top when it flows. The water gets heated up. Heated water density will be less. The water is moving from the top to bottom. And if you wanted to heat that water, that is called water heater. If you want to heat the air, that is called air heater. Only the panel is the same principle involving. When the heat energy falling on it and inside some semiconductors are there, the photon when it falls, that is being emits and absorb the proton and the electron. When the flows happen, charge flows is happen, it produces DC current, not AC current. This is the concept. Here you have to, this is the principle of entire solar devices throughout the world. But in India, I will ask you, you people would have seen the solar panel. They are keeping the panel as flattened or it is with some slanted position. Have you observed anywhere? Panel or cooker?
It's
What?
not straight, it is a flat, some
Flat or it is little slanting angle. Slanting.
little slant, ma'am.
Little
Yes.
slant only they gave. What is the reason behind that? And one more question I will. Little slanting is correct. How much angle is slanting? I will tell you. And one more question I will ask you. Have you observed that anywhere, everywhere, in what direction the solar devices are faced? There are 4 directions we have. East, west, north, south. Towards which direction all the solar devices are faced? Are
East.
facing? East. Why, ma'am? What is the reason behind that? Why it is facing towards east?
North, east, ma'am. North.
Okay, 2 direction already out. Okay, north. Why it is towards north?
Maximum heat will be observed.
Okay. But the direction is wrong. Anyone else? You can imagine, somewhere you would have seen and which direction it is facing, you can find out, na? Yes? Others are there, simply they have joined and left. No one is opening their mouth. Simply they have joined and left the thing they left. Very good idea it is. Okay, it is up to them. Yeah, tell me, anyone else? Anyone else? North. No, north is not the correct answer. Who answer? You can open up your mouth, no issue at all. No one will beat you, no one will scold you. If it is wrong also, I will not say that is wrong. I will say it's not correct, or you think more. South only. Okay. And they will kept at the slanting position of 30 degrees centigrade to the ground. To the ground. The term is very important. All the solar devices are facing towards south with inclination of 30 degree to the ground. Why they are keeping like that? According to the latitude longitude condition of India, the intensity of solar radiation, intensity whenever the term we are using, that is related to the light. Okay. The intensity of solar radiation, that means the intensity of light waves are more in south direction than the remaining three directions. In that particular angle or inclination, which absorbs more intensity on that particular point. That's the reason they are keeping the solar devices in such a way. Anywhere you check throughout the India, you could find out the same position. 30-degree inclination to the ground. Again, I repeatedly am saying, and it faces towards south direction. Got it? Everyone is clear about it?
Yeah, clear, ma'am. Now it's clearly clear.
Okay. So that is the concept they are following in solar devices. Now we'll come to the point when the solar radiation falling on the Earth's surface, the real fact is different. And how much solar radiation we are observing? Only 45%. In that 45% also, it is very common process. Even if you switch on the light in your room, the light emits the light energy. The light energy wavelength is less. But when the light is falling on any surface, that is walls and floor, it reflects back. When it reflects back, you can feel the heat of the light. Have you observed during the summer? If you switch on the light, you feel more heat than when you switch on off the light. Have you observed? If you switch on the light during the summer, the room will be more hotter than the switch off the light. When we switch off the light. Got me? Yes or no? This is the reason behind that. The major reason is it's not very hot, but when it strike on anything, not only on the floor or wall, even the cloth, even on a human being, anything, chair, table, books, anything, the light waves strikes, it absorbs the light waves and it reflects back to the surface or atmosphere. When it falls, it is short wavelength light radiation. Once it strikes on something, the light waves are converted into heat waves of longer wavelength. That longer wavelength radiation re-radiates back to the surface or space or atmosphere. Because of that, the space is getting heated up. That warmness is there in the atmosphere. That warmness is only helpful for balancing the heat energy throughout the year, say. Because on Earth, the equator is there, polar region is there, rainforests are there, terrestrial ecosystems are there. All are in different atmospheric conditions. Some of them are very cold, some of them are very hot, some of them are moderate temperature. But throughout the year, we are managing and maintaining the atmospheric temperature. This is only would be the reason, maintaining the steady state temperature. Now you please tell me what is the steady state temperature. There is another question. Because when you are sequentially studying something, you should understand what is what, isn't it? Then only you could remember when you study, it gives interesting also. Now you please tell me what is the Steady state temperature. Because it maintains the steady state temperature. How it maintains, I said. How much is now we are going to discuss. Ma'am, at what time the classes will be terminated?
Ma'am, after 3 minutes.
So can we start up the new topic or in the next class? So start means I
Next
cannot. Okay.
class, ma'am.
Okay, then now we can discuss about it. Now you people have any doubt on solar devices or how it reaches the steady state condition, you can ask, or how this greenhouse gas effect is essential and how it became poison to the atmosphere, why this global warming and climate change happen also you can ask, how these anthropogenic activities plays major role on climate change also you can ask. So whatever I have flooded out, those are all important questions, not only for this particular exam, those who are going to let net exam, UGC exam, for everyone, the information which I have given is useful. Okay, now you have any doubt, means you can ask. 2 more minutes left over.
Ma'am, there's a
Yes.
sample like how we can expect the questions in the second year examination. The samples question if you have, can you share in the group, ma'am?
Yeah, actually it is there. If possible, I will forward. Otherwise, Rajita madam is going to the university every day. I will tell her to forward. Other you people also can ask. If I have it with me, I will forward today itself.
Please, ma'am, it will help us to at least how the question
Yes.
it will be.
We are all here to help for all the students. Okay, I may not come to the university every day, but those who are asking any doubt on the subject at any time, you can approach me technically. No issue at all. So in such a way, we will forward in the group the old question papers. You can go through it. So whatever I am teaching, which will be useful for all the 4 papers. Without global warming, greenhouse effect, climate change, no question paper at all. I can assure you. In 1 year, second year question paper, 4 question paper you will open and check it. More than 1 or 2 questions will be there on the same topic. It may be coming in this paper or it may be in another paper. Or sometimes both the papers are having the same sort of questions. It depends on the person who is sitting at the question. We will forward, sir, don't worry. It will be available in the group, don't worry.
Ma'am, can you tell about little about the practicals, ma'am, how it will be and how it will can happen? It will be like how to do it at Hyderabad Jubilee Hills campus.
You didn't undergo the practical exam. Practical exams are over, na?
No, ma'am. I downloaded the assignment by online and I submitted through online, but the practicals I didn't attend, ma'am.
Then now they are allowing you to write a retest, re-exam. No, you didn't contact them.
No, ma'am,
the information they are keep on posting in the group. Actually, 40% of students didn't attend the practical exam. That's why it never. They have allowed to write the exam again. Those who left over, those who missed to write the exam, again they have allowed to rewrite.
Okay, so who to contact, ma'am, for this?
So in the same group, you post it and the person who is in charge will contact you. Many information is there in the group about the exam. They have started, I think so already. What is the name, sir? Are you in the group?
Yeah, today Dr. Sandha Rajita, ma'am, she added me in the group.
My God.
Today only I added, ma'am.
Oh, no, once. Now the class is over means once the class over, you note it down one number, sir.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
77990.
77990.
22.
22.
892.
892.
Yeah, Dr. Ashok is there. He is an in charge of for you people now.
Okay, Dr. Ashok, ma'am.
Dr. Ashok. You can directly contact him or through the group also you can contact him. Or you just make a call or you send WhatsApp, he will respond immediately. You can say that I missed out.
In charge for the practicals or what?
Environmental science course.
Okay.
And also he is involving for degree level geology. There is no PG level geology, degree level geology. You can post into the group also. Those who are missed out the practical, they can rewrite.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now itself, once the class over, you can contact.
Okay, ma'am.
He
I
will
will
be,
text him.
yeah, he will be
Thank
guiding.
you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Any other doubt? Technically, if you have any doubt on the subject, you people can approach me at any time. Immediately, I may not respond also. When I see the message or call, I will respond to you people immediately. That no doubt at all. Anything else? Any doubt? We'll start about the greenhouse effect and what is the steady state temperature. That steady state temperature, how it is changed, why it is changed, why the global warming came, why the climate change came, we will discuss in the next class. Okay. I thought of startup, but when it will be stopped, we do not know.